Alright, welcome back to Grandmaster Crypto, and let's just get right into it. Let's take a look at the coin market cap. Let me go ahead and refresh that. Where it looks like we're sitting at 454,682,058,819. Looks like there's a little bit of a pullback. Bitcoin at 9,637, Ethereum at 789, Ripple at 86, Bitcoin Cash at 173, and EOS at 1755. And so this video I wanted to talk to you about top 5 crypto picks for May 2018, and just give you my thoughts and my opinions on what I think are going to be the biggest cryptos moving this month. And feel free to let me know yours down in the comments below. But let's just start off, and this is my number 5 pick is going to be Bitcoin. And this is for May 2018, and the reason why I say that is because of Bitcoin dominance is at 36.1%, and right now Bitcoin is still the number 1 coin. Most of the exchanges use Bitcoin to purchase other altcoins, and in the US, if you're buying, you don't have too many options with the altcoins as far as trading from cash to cryptocurrency, right? That's the biggest one. And that's what's in the news in the mainstream media as far as things go. And so it's the original, right? It's the main one. So that's why right now, if Bitcoin moves, it takes everything else with it. If Bitcoin drops, it kind of takes everything else with it. Once in a while, you see that rogue altcoin that can hold its own, but for the most part, Bitcoin is basically the dominant one, and it kind of guides how our crypto market goes. Right now, that can change and will start changing once you can use Forex to buy cryptocurrencies. More and more cryptocurrencies like Binance is looking into, where you can just purchase Bitcoin with cash or other forms of cryptocurrency with cash directly, and then trade them out, where you don't have to sell your altcoins for Bitcoin and then cash it out to Forex money. So that's why I'm picking 5 as Bitcoin. And then let's get to the next one over here. The next one is the 4th one, and it is going to be Ethereum over here. And if you look at their website, Ethereum is a smart-based contracts, right? Smart-based contracts, and it's for applications, and you build applications that go on the blockchain. And so right now, I mean, yes, people talk a lot about the competition that's coming up for Ethereum, but right now, the fact of the matter is, if you go over here and you look at the tokens and you start looking at all these coins, you see EOS is built on Ethereum, Tron is built on Ethereum. That's of course until the end of this month, where Tron's launching its own network. But you have VeChain, Macy Go, Icon, Binance Coin is built on Ethereum. I mean, you could just go down the list, and there are just literally it's mad. I think it's like over 95% easily of all the coins are built on Ethereum right now. So that's why I think that is a stronghold still as Ethereum right now. And don't forget that its all-time high, Ethereum was up there. I mean, it was pushing almost like $1,400 it was at. So it's likely to go back up to at least where it was for the time being. So that's why I'm picking Ethereum for number 4. And some more of the coins. Now we're going to get down to some of the altcoins over here, and I'm going to give you my reasoning behind this. And let's see. So over here, Stellar is going to be the 3rd choice right now. And if you look at the charts, Stellar did go quite significantly. Let me see if I can get down to the peak over here. It was also up at at 91 cents, so more than double right now. But the main thing over here is that I'm not sure if you're familiar with a payment processor called Stripe, But what ended up happening was, let's just go to that real quick. and I talked about this in another video. Stripe is a large payment gateway, and it's very popular among web developers that use WordPress. And this is also my go-to for payments versus using PayPal or something else. I always suggest that my clients use Stripe, and they were taking Bitcoin for a while, and what ended up happening was they stopped taking the Bitcoin because they were talking about the fees, and this was said a little while ago. But then, you know, what does that have to do with Stellar, right? So we should go over here to Stellar's website, and I'm just going to the About section over here. Well, and also Stellar is supposed to be working with IBM, and then when you start coming down here, you start seeing that you know, board members, former CTO at Stripe, right? And then you have this guy, advisor, CEO of Stripe. Stripe's invested in Stellar, and Stripe, when they put out their statement saying that they were no longer going to accept Bitcoin, they actually made in that statement they said a better alternative would be something like Stellar. So when you look at that, I mean, it's only a matter of time, and Stripe does a lot of payments, right? And so if they're going to start offering Stellar as an option, as a cryptocurrency, that's gonna skyrocket the stock, right? So that for sure is the reason why I'm picking Stellar for number 3. Let me know what you think. Is that a good enough reason, you know? And Stellar's working with IBM, as we mentioned, and then Stripe was one of the largest payment transaction processing systems. It's used on a lot of websites. WordPress, it's huge, you know. WooCommerce, I build websites on the side, and WooCommerce is a huge payment gateway. It's a platform for doing online transactions, and WooCommerce has built-in plugins with Stripe that work for free. So there's just huge potential there. And the next two were a toss-up, but let's see. I'm gonna go with number 2. I'm gonna actually pick Verge for number 2, and it is you know, at the all-time high. If you look at it, you're talking about, you know, we were looking at it. I was part of the first run when I had gotten this too, at 27 cents. So you know, it's still under the double point, and it's gonna go higher. And these guys, you know, they're doing a lot of stuff. They gotten this partnership with MindGeek, and then if you watch the interview with the owner or the head developer, you know, he says that there's a lot of companies that saw the news, and then they started approaching Verge, and now they want to work with Verge, you know. And look at all these exchanges. You got a lot of top exchanges that are accepting, you know, Verge, which is great. Then you have these applications that are coming up. MindGeek just said that there were several thousands of memberships that were paid by Verge. And then here's the other thing, okay, I'm going to tell you right now. Look at this. Their community is huge. They have 301,000 followers that are out there, and these members are actively approaching legitimate large companies like Spotify and saying, hey, you know, you should really accept Verge, and we'll come in droves. We'll bring our community, and our community will start using your product. And it's going to become hard for these companies to say no, and it would become stupid for them to say no. Why wouldn't they just look into it and work with a company that's going to bring you potential 300,000 new customers? That's like a dream, right? So the community is huge in the last 2 coins that I'm going to pick. But I mean, that's why, to me, Verge, and like I said, it was a toss-up. I'm going to say actually 2 and 1 are just going to be the same thing. I both think that they're just excellent picks, right? Because it's only a matter of time if all these huge companies are, approaching Verge, then it's only a matter of time before these companies start using Verge. And then what happens, right? Then it just goes up and it goes up, and you're talking moon, you're talking easy, right? So that's why this one was there. And then the next coin, let's go ahead and look over here. And then the next one, and like I said, it was a toss-up, but it's going to be Tron is going to be the #1 pick for May 2018. And the reason why I'm going to go with Tron is that if you look over here, okay, we can look at the all-time high and we can just see that Tron was at one point in time, it was over close to 30 cents, right? So you're looking at that, and then also on top of that, when you start looking at Tron, Tron has also a huge community over here. If you look, you're gonna see that it has 294,000 followers in the community, and this is just on Twitter. And then you have the Justin Sun, the founder of Tron. He has 462,000 followers. And then you have this mainnet launch that's coming up with Tron over here. And when you go to their website, there's a pop-up that says, please remember that we're no longer going to be, we're going to not be part of that ERC20 token, which is what Ethereum's based on. And then if you go back over here and you start looking, and then you start saying, okay, now this new token that's going to be coming out on their network, right? You're going to be able to use it for building applications with smart contracts. And guess what? It's going to be taking Java as the language. And we mentioned this before too. Java is one of the most popular languages. A lot of coders know how to use Java versus the Ethereum coding and language that's used. So when you start looking at all of these coins that are based off of the Ethereum platform, they might switch. It might be easier to get things done, projects done. They might switch over to the new Tron, or up and coming coins, currencies, projects on the blockchain are just going to go to Tron if they can in fact take advantage of the JavaScript developers, right? Which are a lot more around. There's a lot more JavaScript developers than there are ones that can develop on the Ethereum coding platform. So that's why I'm gonna say Tron over there too. So in summary, Bitcoin, and then you have Ethereum because Bitcoin #1 because it's Bitcoin, and 2 was Ethereum because Ethereum has all these other altcoins under them now, and that's the main coin that people are using to build their new cryptocurrencies on. And also then the next one was Stellar. And that was because of the possibility with Stripe, which is just a matter of time, and they're working with IBM, which is a huge, IBM's obviously huge, but Stripe is a large payment gateway, and they said they were getting rid of the Bitcoin. They're going to be going to looking at the Stellar, which obviously when you look at their board of advisors, it looks like Stripe's heavily invested in that. Verge, a huge partnership that happened, which had controversy, but the community is getting stronger and stronger. Over 300,000 people in the community that's actively reaching out to companies, right? And then Tron, of course. Tron's there, and the reason why Tron is there is because they're launching their own mainnet. They're going to be creating their own token that has the smart contracts, and people that know Java are going to be able to utilize this. So that is it. That's the pick. Let me know down in the comments what you think about my picks. If you disagree, that's fine. Let me know. If you think there's other coins that should be on there, please let me know too. And that's going to do it for this episode of Grandmaster Crypto. Take care, and we will talk to you tomorrow.